afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a hard time immediately after breakfast to assemble a formal gathering. Nonetheless, let's try our best. The topic we have today for final panel discussion is strategic leadership, steering Indian agri-business forward. All of you are aware, India was a 350 million population when we got independence, and we did not have enough food to eat. Somebody made a nice statement, Sandeepa madam, ship to mouth. From there we have come to export level today. And from that level of 350 million people unable to produce and eat, today 1.42 billion people, we are self-sufficient in calorie, cereals, vegetables, fruits, eggs, poultry, meat, fish, except fat and edible oils. We are able to produce everything, and we are one of the largest exporters of rice from the country. Of course, a little sad that when I say rice export, for every 1 kilo of rice, we export 4,000 liters of water. So much water is required to produce 1 liter of rice. Nonetheless, the industry of agrochemicals, fertilizers, seeds, pesticides, all these components, along with policymakers, research scientists in government, have all put forward their best efforts in the last 70 years. India is today self-sufficient, Atmanirbhar Bharat, at least in all, and $50 billion of export we're doing. Agrochemical alone is $5 billion. So with that, how do we move forward is our discussion today. I'll first invite a question to, we have a very eminent panel of speakers here, and use to start with Mr. Juzar Khorakiwala. You know, Mr. Juzar Khorakiwala is a very eminent businessman in agricultural inputs. He has imagined over 22 countries operation, and been in business for over 38-40 years in biostimulant business. He is sort of a father figure in biostimulant business, and Biostadt has a leadership position. 20 countries, 2,000 employees, 5 manufacturing units. And I will introduce the next speaker when I ask the next question. The first here I'm going to ask Mr. Juzar Khorakiwala sir. You have been a pioneer in biostimulants industry. A lot of curiosity is there on this industry of biostimulants. How do we see this industry growing, and your feedback based on the present regulatory environment? How are we going to be useful in taking the industry forward and useful to agriculture?
Hello. Thank you, Dr. Venkatesh. The biostimulant segment of our agriculture is not really very old. It was into the country, and it has evolved since then. In the last 40 years or so, it has come to a stage where it was felt by the government that regulatory oversight has to be there on this category of whole biostimulants. And this is what has happened in the last 2 years as we speak. And now it is going to get totally regulated in the next 1 year or so. And this has also spawned, as a result of this, it has spawned a lot of healthy competition amongst very good players in the country as we see it. As we are seeing it in the last 2-3 years, a lot of good companies, including multinationals, have entered this segment, and we are very happy because that will only expand the market for all of us. And the way today biostimulants are perceived by the farming community, they yet don't, first of all, a very small fraction of our farming community use biostimulants. And this usage comes from mainly education, and through usage. And when they see the benefit of that, then they obviously come again and purchase the products. So it's a very small percentage of our farming community that really uses biostimulants. So the canvas is very, very wide, very open. For their biologicals, quality is very, very, very important, because and that is why our government decided to regulate this whole segment. And we are extremely happy, at least the whole biostimulant industry, I'm sure, is quite happy that these regulations are coming in force, and the industry also will get far better organized and regulated.
Thank you, Mr. Khorakiwala. You know, he's a chairman of Biostadt and president of BASAI. Coming from him, the regulatory environment is healthy, and we are moving forward. Quality players are coming. Research products will come. We have now another eminent panelist here, Mr. Kimihide Kondo-san. I can call him half Indian always. He has been in India from 1992 in 5 different stints. Having joined Mitsui in 1989, he has spent a large part of his life in India. And he has seen India opening up. 1993, India opened up. And he is there 1 year before that. So he has a very bird's eye view as to how India is growing. And he is MD of Bharat Certis Limited.
India will be the big sourcing country in future. Because let me talk about, slightly about Mitsui's, the business in India. The Mitsui is our Japanese parent company. And for the first time I came to Hyderabad was 1992. And after that, at least not less than 100 times I came to Hyderabad. So at the initial stage, that was the export from Japan to Hyderabad, pharmaceutical companies. At that time, only the Japanese products are acceptable to the key intermediate productions. But after that, in 1990s or 90s end, it changes. From Japan to India, direction was changed from India to Japan. So Mitsui has already started the export business from India to Japan, but at the time, still intermediate, not the technical grade to Japan under the contract manufacturing agreement. Now that India's quality was accepted about 20 years before. Looking at the figure, last 5 years, we constantly grow the export about 14%, and already India is the second largest exporting country of agrochemicals, crop protection products, about 5.5 billion. So after China, maybe India is most promising country with further growth. So especially after COVID, everybody is searching China plus one, and all the people's conclusion is only one: India is the candidate, only the candidate for China plus one. That's why from many of the country, people are rushing to here, try to find out the reliable, trustable, and quality company from India. However, there are several hurdles to enlarge the export. First of all, regulatory, we are almost same as Europe, following the Europe, but sometimes too much complicated, and sometimes very much human-oriented. Human means governmental officer-oriented regulations. Japanese people are respecting the integrity or compliances, So in order for Japanese people to decide the product here in India, we have to some brush up regulatory or some governmental officer procedure and so on. Despite there are 3 Japanese companies, Sumitomo, Nichino, and Nissan, has already started the production here. But many Japanese companies want to seek the candidate, the locations where they can, complement.
30 years ago, Mitsui Corporation and Kondo and the large companies from Japan considered even 30 years ago that the customer's strategy. I'm very happy that you've got a business experience being in India and your kind of knowledge sharing. A lot of Indian companies can go forward, increase our activity. Now we have Mr. Rajavelu, CEO of Godrej. He has over 25 years experience. Earlier with HCD Vice President, Director Adama, President Atul. He has been there for the last 15 years as the ground technicals and he is CEO. And the question to Mr. Rajavelu, Godrej is in the field of animal feeds, now business, biostimulants, pioneer in cat control, right? And also many other value-added products. Now you are also a major agrochemical player. Conventional pesticides for today, you are present very much as a large. Having come from background of agrochemicals into the field of agrochemical activity of
point of view, but with varied multiple businesses that Agrovet has, right from animal feed, aqua feed, we sell maize seeds to them, we procure the maize seeds for our animal feed, we buy milk from the farmer, we buy chicken from the farmer, process it into the Godrej Tyson food. Even we do have oil palm plantation. So we have multiple touch points for a farmer from Godrej Agrovet, which makes this industry more interesting. And obviously, we have got into this crop protection business some 25 years back. And today we have a complete solution and we are working on towards that by not only by our own in-house manufacturing, but also through strategic collaborations with several Japanese companies, which makes us as one of the good players in this agrochemical industry. Well, from the market size point of view, I'm sure that this is always a debatable number between domestic and exports. Each association publishes the information about what the market size is. Roughly, we believe it is equal, 50-50 in terms of in this country. There is no need for any competition because the treated area, the way we look at it, is quite interesting, and everybody has a piece of cake in this excellent growing market. Now, from 3.5 or 4 billion and 4 billion of exports market, roughly about $8 to $9 billion. What could be the potential in the next 3 years, 5 years? Is anybody's guess that 7 to 8% compound annual growth rate is very much expected, be it the season being bad or the prices going down. We always see a growth. At the end of the day, we always see the growth, probably because the treated acreages is increasing and our use of agrochemicals is also increasing to have more productivity, which is what is being seen in terms of the production figures that we get from the government side and from other private sector side. So some of the factors that I believe that this is a great country to work around in terms of be it China +1 policy or manufacturing or even, bringing in new solution. The first and foremost thing that comes to my mind is, I think we should foster this collaboration and open innovation to all of us in terms of not only giving good solutions to the farmer, but I see that with such a growth potential of 7 to 8%, we can even make it to double digit if all of us can work together. So my sense is that we should be looking at somewhere around $15 billion very soon in the next 5 years to 7 years. And that is what makes it more interesting for us.
Thank you, Mr. Rajavelu. It's very heartening to hear our industry has a potential to grow to $15 billion. And today, as we are sitting at 600, 700 grams per hectare, to grow to even something like 2 kilograms per hectare will reach $15 billion. A lot of export possibilities are there from India. Now we have Mr. Manoj Varshney, Managing Director of IFFCO MC. I was curious to know what is his MC. McDonald, we know what is MC for IFFCO. Then realized it's a Mitsubishi joint venture. This collaboration with a lot of conventional undercoat products, with a conventional urea in hand. How do you think you will be able to see change in a macro way? I changed a bit my question to you than I wrote to you, because it looked more interesting to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. And first of all, my pleasure to talk to among the experts in this agrochemical industry. And my pleasure is, I would like to first introduce IFFCO MC, as sir was confused what is MC stands for. So this was a joint venture established in 2015, and yesterday we celebrated the 10th foundation day of this organization. So we have been in existence, completed 9 years and starting the 10 years being in existence in Indian market. And this was the collaboration between the fertilizer giant IFFCO and Mitsubishi Corporation of Japan. Now, IFFCO, as you know, sir said already, all the fertilizer and then such a wide network, it was a felt need. IFFCO had a very different kind of channel, which is cooperative societies, right? The farmers who do not have direct access or who are always looking for credit from the nearby cooperative societies who are members of the cooperative society, it becomes very easy to get agri inputs for them from those places. Now that channel was not serving them the agrochemicals, and with this felt need, the foundation of this organization was laid to serve that last mile of farmers who were not able to get the quality agrochemicals. Now, as far as I am able to see, in fact, my distinguished panel members have already shared how this is getting shaped up. I think one opportunity is India plus one. Definitely, I also believe in, and that is the reason you are seeing so many Japanese collaboration happening in India, and India becoming one of the major exports hub. The key driver for everything, the entire agriculture sector growth in India, there's the basic one is demand for the safe and quality food. Now, the amount of food is not we are talking about. We are talking of safe and we are talking of quality. Second, we already know that we have depleting land and water resources. So that's also another challenge. And in that, the way the India's agribusiness, particularly agrochemicals, has got shaped up, has got immense potential, as we were already talking of, that this has a potential to go up to $15 billion, and primarily not only the domestic market being the key driver, India's domestic market, as my distinguished panel, Mr. Rajavelu also was talking, has grown almost 2x compared to the global markets, and I think this looks like to be keep growing. Thank you.
Bag urea with 500 ml of nano urea itself is a great step IFFCO is taking. We're happy that mainstream companies are talking sustainability. Now we have Mr. Abhishek Agrawal, very young, dynamic in this group. He has more than 22 years experience. He's an IIM certified, Harvard certified professional in the business. He is a chief operating officer of Bharat Group, producing all the mainstream agro-plant protection products. And the question to Mr. Abhishek Agrawal is, one second. what are the challenges faced by the agrochemical manufacturers and what steps companies are taking to grow and compete in the global market again in this China plus one scenario?
Okay, first of all, happy afternoon to you. I think it's a very heavy session because it is post-lunch. It means I used to tell them, how is your health? They used to say, we are feeling great, wo han hao. And I used to say in my mind, wo pu hao, because the kind of growth I was seeing in China in 2002 was immense. And I will not be talking about the problem which industry is facing. I will talk about the solution or what we can do. So see, if we go to China, when I used to travel to different cities, I used to go to the villages or the counties there. Whenever I used to go, the governor of the county would come immediately and say, can you set up a manufacturing facility in my county? You tell me what you want. So that kind of government support was there since 2002. Here today in 2024, we are still being seen as a stepson, agrochemicals. Be it politicians, be it policymakers, people feel bio is more better than agrochemicals. If it is like that, please ban agrochemicals tomorrow. And then you see the production of the country, how it is. Even US, UK, Brazil, or throughout the world, Argentina, any country has not banned agrochemicals till now. And we talk about the statistics, 0.6 kg, I don't agree with that, but it keeps on coming as C.S. Lewis just said. But yes, agrochemicals are here to stay and they are the medicines which needs to be taken in the right way. So coming to the problem was that the policy makers here needs to be more liberal to the manufacturing fraternity. If you want to see the biggest chemical zone today which India has is Dahej. And please travel once from Bharuch to Dahej and you will have a potholes in a highway where you have plants of Adani, Tata and any company, forget agrochemicals, there are thousands and thousands of chemical companies there, but the infrastructure is so bad. So when we go to China, they say, you want land, we will give you at concessional price. You want electricity, this will be the cost. You want water, I will give you water free. You want loan, you can get the loan at 2%. So these sort of advantages which the companies in China have on initial production or initial setup of the plant are tremendous. That is point number one. We don't want PLI, that is production linked incentive. We always say PLI do, hame kuch free ka do. We don't want something for free. You know, today the companies have proved themselves that they can do something by their own. So even if there is no PLI, at least there should be a support for which we are looking from the government. So that is actually one of the pain areas where we don't want to say much, but the people who are into manufacturing, actual manufacturing, I think some of the panelists are sitting here. We have Godrej, who has invented molecules. We have Godrej, who is making products. We have Bharat, who has done so many new products. So these actual manufacturers' pain we have to understand. So this is how it can be done. Of course, it can be done when we get the support of the government on these parameters. As far as the growth and what industry is doing, I can say that Indian industry is here to stay for a long, long time. Somebody just said that there is space for everyone. I fully agree with that. We are making patented molecules for Japanese players here. We are making the final AI here, exporting to Japan, exporting to the global market. We are making intermediates here and supplying to the global players. So the Indian industries, particularly these 25-30 companies are doing great. And I foresee that for generics, you can fully rely on China. Because China, the economies of scale of generics is huge, mammoth. And there is no need for Indian companies to work on generics. But if you talk about the new products or the new novel chemistries or patented molecules, then in that case, 100% India is the answer. I can say the number of contract manufacturing which is coming for the new patented molecules to Indian companies is much, much more higher by Japanese players and by top 5 MNCs than anywhere else because of the protection of the IP rights which India gives. We know what is the full form of NDA and CDA and we preach that and they have a confidence on us. Plus, we have a fantastic registration policy which is wherein we can register a product under 9(3) export only category. So when an innovator comes to India and wants a particular molecule to be manufactured, he is not required to submit the full manufacturing process. Will be doing great in future. I am very, very, very positive for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek ji, for a very insightful feedback that Indian companies can look at differentiated products, specialty products, because we have a IP protection compared to many other similar generic markets. It's a very good point to take home that we can look at how value-added products can be made in India. We have now Dr. H.M. Venkatesh, Senior Vice President of PI Industries. He has worked along with Syngenta, DuPont, and for long in PI. And I happened to see the Discovery Center, amazing Discovery Center the PI is established. And it was nice to hear from their boss, $1 billion sales company having market capitalization more than $6 billion sales company. A very nice statement. And they have just acquired plant healthcare company, an American company. I would like to know, with your extensive background in pesticides, chemicals, and also agriculture, soil products, and with the new kind of products, where do you see Indian major companies like your PI and other companies go forward in this hybrid culture? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Namaskaram. I guess we heard from the leaders here about the markets and manufacturing. I think next biggest thing is make in India to innovate in India. There are many innovators sitting in this, and also they have set up a lot of stalls outside. This innovation, there is a dark side to it. What is the dark side to the innovators? The failure rate is, massively high. The failure rate of, bringing a disruptive technology to the marketplace, 99% failure rate. If you see one company coming out with a disruptive technology, just imagine the amount of pain they would have taken, to bring those technology. When it comes to new product development, the success rate is just 30%. Means, we only see people who are successful, like, the principles, not the protocols or procedures. Many times, when you have cultures and procedures, you think, you can innovate. But your strategy should be first. Your people should be first. Your ideation should be first. Then, you think about, procedures and doing hands-on work and come out with some of the technologies. For PI, which has been, very successful manufacturer, and also we have built a massive machinery in the ground to promote the products and to educate the growers. A successful chemical company, how it is transforming itself into becoming a crop solution provider, focusing on biologicals as well. I think the journey is not new. The journey started 25 years ago, by bringing a seaweed product, which is Biovita, which is a very well-known brand. I guess parallelly to, Biostadt, I think, Biostadt and PI, they invest a lot of time and energy to educate the growers and the trade to bring these solutions along with other solutions. I guess, what we miss is, many a times farmer who sees the problem like pest diseases, and also industry saw that as a huge opportunity, weed control, disease control, insect control. Very successfully industry has trained everybody and farmers have been educated. How many times we go and educate the abiotic stress, which is even bigger reason for poor yields in this country. If Brazil is harvesting 6 tons per hectare of soybeans, India is 1 ton. if you analyze all the reasons why we are producing only 1 ton versus 6 tons best yields there, the reason is the way we cultivate the crop. The abiotic stress is huge. The yield loss caused by abiotic stress is higher than the biotic stress. I think that's where, some of the biological solutions, along with providing the best control for, the biotic stress, the way they control the abiotic stress. KRK Garu, he was showing me a photograph. Amazing. He's going to show. I'll keep that secret, for the curiosity a little longer. I think, there are amazing solutions in biological space. We are here to integrate all the biological solutions and integrate with chemical solutions and make farmer use this. For the sustainability reason, I guess biologicals now, have to be integrated in a proper manner. They have a very, very critical role. In this, quest for bringing great biological technologies, we started scouting for technologies globally. And in that, scouting, we found one organization called, Plant Health Care. Last 30 years, they were in research to address this important abiotic stress, plus plant immunity inducers. Breeders, the seed companies are making great effort to bring resistance, the traits into the plants. But there are some unmet needs. There are multiple diseases, multiple viruses, which breeding cannot address. But there are n number of solutions which have come up in the recent past. The innovators have understood the physiology of the plant, and these plant immunity inducers can become a real big foundation, for reducing the overall abiotic stress, reducing the overall, chemical fertilizers usage, and still achieve the yield. Farmers are going towards short duration varieties to avoid, certain, diseases and insects, but they expect the same yield. If your agricultural inputs, if they are not proper, if they are not of high quality, if they are not integrated, you are not going to achieve, the expected yield to feed the growing population. PHC happened very recently. You know that it's an innovative company. Innovation happened in America. It was a listed company in UK, and we have successfully acquired that organization, which is extremely good technologies, that stress, yield enhancements. And we were talking about Sandeepa ji in the morning. She told about what about, there are only extracts, seaweed extracts, some extracts from botanicals. Is there any differentiated technology? The differentiated technologies will come from peptides, proteins, enzymes. I think it was already there in the presentation. This company deals with two technologies. One is protein, another is peptides. Peptides are great tools for innovation. Next, I think in the pharma also we have heard, I think, peptides are replacing a lot of these chemicals. So basically, organically and inorganically, PA is going to invest in educating the growers, in bringing the best technologies available across the globe, and continue to invest in innovation. Though the failure rates are high, we have adopted a principle that fail fast, fail cheap. Or if you want to be positive, succeed early. If you don't adopt this, fail fast, do all your investments, like especially if there is a toxicology concern, instead of addressing development, addressing discovery. So that, you don't need to really fail after spending $80 million. Now fail when you are at 2 million investments. So I close with that. Innovation is a great space to work on, but at the same time, it comes with high failure rates. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Venkatesh. It's very nice to hear a mainstream company industry like you and others are recognizing abiotic pressure as a very important gap we have in agriculture. And to take water, free power is given to me. And at 6 rupees urea, I can throw urea as much as I want. And then I expect soil health to improve. It's a very sort of anomaly situation we are in. Now I would like to invite from audience some questions to the eminent panelists over here. I leave the floor open to the audience. Goel sir. Right person to ask.
So, good afternoon. Very good panel discussions on this platform. So, my question is that we have three inputs in the industry: seeds, agrochemicals, and the nutrition. How we can integrate? Like all the three industries are working in a isolation. So, can we make a common platform? Today, there is no discussion on seeds today, for example, since beginning, since morning. So, how we can integrate that a farmer who is using three inputs: seeds, agrochemicals, and nutrition. We know the problem. Since morning we are listening the problem, that all abiotic stress, everything, we know the problem. But where is the solution actually? How many people are educating the farmers and what efforts we are taking? So my question to is that, as an industry, how we can integrate the three input industries together so that there is a common platform for educating the farmers?
Rajavelu is better qualified because you are in seeds, you are in pesticides, fertilizer, animal feeds.
Thank you for the question. In my opinion, there is no one solution, but it's a very good question for all of us in the panel as well as the industry to really think about it, which I don't have the skill to manufacture or promote, but I can definitely talk about that particular product to be used to a farmer. I think it's the like-mindedness and somewhere we should start with. And maybe from my side, I can say that we at Godrej welcome these types of collaborations. And definitely today, even I was talking to Jen Crest today during the tea time. We have an opportunity, but we don't have that solution. Probably there is an opportunity for us to discuss and then collaborate with each other and take it forward. That would be the first step from my side, but a long way to go, but very important question. Thanks for asking that. Thank you.
We have time for one more question, please. We have time for one more question, please. Yes. Introduce yourself, please.
Doctor, good evening. This is Srinivas Reddy from Mahamaya Life Sciences. I admire Rajavelu ji. Use one word. It has to start. Somewhere it has to start. Who will build the cat? Why not somewhere? Why not now? The same question was asked. Abhishek was there in ACFI last meeting. The myth in India is associations are formed only to solve the business issues. We are not working with farmer. We are not working for farmer. The image is given everywhere, every association. Association is only for solving business issues. Unless that is not taken out. Start with.
Godrej has started already.
Thank
Godrej
you.
has started. We can join you. Everybody can join. This myth has to be taken out. In many, not only this forum, many forums I have questioned. Sir, how can all the companies, seed companies, not only seed, in pesticides.
Restrict to the question, that would be fine.
Yeah, this question is, in pesticides.
No suggestions and advices, please.
Yes, sir. In pesticide we have 4 associations or more. Not one. We are talking about integrating pesticides, seed, fertilizer, other services together. The question is when to start. Let's find out.
Issues and resolve the issues within themselves. As far as the association stuff that came across by the gentleman, see, I'm not sure from where he's coming across, but associations like CropLife India, Agrochem Federation of India, BASAI, and NBIF and others have all come across together to resolve mutually beneficial, mutual issues of concerns. As far as farmers are concerned, every association is doing the stewardship activities. So from where this is coming all, I fail to understand until unless the gentleman himself wants to be involved in something, they have to approach an association and then resolve the whole issues. So this was just my little bit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Saini sir, for your good insight into how industry should work together. Raj, I think I thank all the panelists for their very valuable contribution, feedback, and their opinions. I declare this particular session to conclude it. You can carry on, Raj. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think, someone was commenting me at the back. He said, will the stage take the weight of so much stalwarts? Trust me. Beautiful. I'm honored for having you, all of us, all of you here. Come in the front, that will be more convenient and good photo shoot. Come, Rajavelu, here, please. We'll just go in this section. That's good. That's a good idea. Arey, wo idea अच्छा है.